Okay, to create this flange assignment, begin with your default template and make sure you are on 3D work setting. And by default, we are on XY parallel to screen, which is the world view. If I go to home view, it's going to show, as you see, XY parallel to the floor, and everything I create would be on XY. So for this assignment, I'm going to switch my isometric view to southeast isometric. This is southwest. And I turn the grid off, F7. At this time, if I right click on this home, as you are holding your mouse on top of this home, right click and set your default current view to be a default home. Set current view as a home. So this way, anytime you click on this home, would go to southeast isometric. So right now we have done those 3 steps on your canvas page. For step 4, draw a circle with center at 5 and 4.5. Circle, type in 5, 4.5. That gives us the location in absolute coordinate system. And radius is 1. So make sure that we are on absolute coordinate. Double check your station also. Make sure you are. And we will repeat this command by pressing enter. This time we use the same center point. Either you can type. If I type 5, 4.5, I expect to be on the same place. Or you can use object snap center point and type 1.3125. This is step 5 on your assignment sheet. Next step is we're going to use revolve. Just type in the revolve tool from keyboard and select both circles. Press enter to finish the selection. From the sub menu or sub command, select X as a reference. Specify axis start point, X. It's going to ask you the reference angle. Specify angle of the revolution. If you are on the southeast isometric, you will be in positive direction, would be 45 degrees. Just type 45, press enter. We will repeat doing another circle by step 7, which tells you that draw another. Step 7 is subtracting both circles. Let's do that one first. On home tab, you can select subtract, or you can always type. Select the larger cylinder first, press enter, and select the inside cylinder. By doing that, now you have created the hollow with the tube. Before it was a solid piece. By subtracting, now you have made that a tube. This time, you may want to review your, change your visualization. Right now is a 2D wireframe. Change it to shade. You can probably see much clearly if you like. I like to keep it on 2D wireframe because it's easy to work with for the selection purposes. Now I'm going to go to step number 8, which is draw another circle. Selecting the same center point. This time I'm going to select the object snap center and draw this 3 inches radius. If I press enter to repeat the command, I can draw another circle which starts from the center point by typing at 2.375 angle 90 using the relative polar system, which measures from the last reference point and draws that location and is asking for the radius 0.3125. We use the array tool. This is just 2D array, similar to the one we have been using before on 2D drawing. Select the circle, select polar system, and then center of the array would be the center of the circle, and number of the items change to, you can select the sub command items, or you can always change here the items also, but it's easier to do here. It's 4 instead of 6. Type 4 and press enter. And make sure that associative is also set to no. Now we have completed step number 10. Step number 11 is draw another circle at the same center. You can exit array tool, select the circle command by typing C or selecting from the draw menu. And this circle has the same center point and radius of 1. So now we have a total of 6 circles which will be extruded. We have 4 small circles, 1 large one, 3 inches radius, and 1 inside here, which is 1 radius. We use extrude tool and select all these 6 circles. And you will see here that 6 total found. Press enter. And it's asking for extrude height. Make sure you go to downward directions and type 0.625. Now we have completed this portion. We need to subtract all these holes to create the holes. Right now they are not created as a holes. If you go to check the shading, you would notice that these are not holes yet until you subtract them. So I will switch back to the 2D wireframe, select the subtract tool. By selecting the main cylinder and then press enter and then select the remaining. As you see, the 2D wireframe makes it easy for selection process. And then making sure that I have selected everything correctly, press enter. And now again double check with the shading and make sure that you have selected everything. As you notice, these are now holes. Now we have completed this part. I have listed 2 methods for you to finish the second portion of this. Method 1 is using the UCS option, which is by creating this face as a new UCS and repeating the whole thing that we have done on that plane. That's the one I'm going to just show you that part by selecting UCS and selecting the face and selecting this face and accepting. Now my XY is parallel to this face. Anything we draw would be on that face. If I follow these steps 8 through 13, we will create another one similar to this, which seems like it's more steps. Let me just draw one circle here. You notice that if I draw a circle using the center point as center of this circle, it's just notice that I am on that plane. If I draw this large circle, you notice that this is a 3-inch circle. We can do that by selecting this and then repeating all those steps. At this point, I'm going to stop right there, not to continue. I'm showing you the method 2, which is, I believe, is a little bit shorter, but you have to be careful on following those steps. So for the method 2, rather than repeating everything, I want to copy this one here. I'm going to go back to the UCS world by typing UCS and pressing enter. So now I'm back to the default UCS. This time I'm going to use the copy by using the AutoCAD copy tool by seeing CP enter and then selecting this flange. Press enter after the selection. Now it's asking for what is your base point, and I will select this midpoint and the center point as base. Then when it asks you to where do you want to go for destination or displacement, I will hold the shift and on the keyboard number 2, which @ sign, and press enter. Just press enter means that repeat the same point for destination as well. So then press enter to finish. So now what I have another identical one under this. So you can see that I have 2 on top of each other at the same location. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that one to this point by using the 3D rotate 3D. There's a 3D rotate and rotate 3D. This is a command. There are differences between those. Rotate 3D and rotate, and there's a 3D rotate and rotate 3D. I'm using this one, rotate 3D. And then select an object. In order to select that object, you can type L, stands for last, or just make sure that you select only one. I just type L because this way you don't make a mistake by selecting both of them. Let me repeat what I just did one more time. Rotate. Oops. Rotate 3D. And selecting the object. I did select once this time, and then press enter. And this gives you the choice to select how you want to rotate this. The first thing is around what axis or what reference line. In this case, we have Z-axis because I want to rotate on Z-axis. And is asking for specify a base on X-axis, accept the default, which is 0, 0, 0, and then it's going to ask you for specify rotation angle. This time you type 45 and enter. You notice this a little bit faster method than the method 1, but both ways you can experience it and you learn both ways, and this is a little bit shortcut. I just want to make this video a little bit shorter, so I did go through this method 2 for you. But method 1, again, you can change the face using the face option of the UCS and then repeat steps 8 through 13. Okay, So is this complete? Answer is not yet quite, because these are separate pieces. We want to make one composite solid, and the last thing we will do is go to Home, View on the ribbon, and select the union, or you can type union from the keyboard and join all these three pieces by selecting each segment. So three pieces becomes one joined unit. Now that completes your project.